the general sense, Les, and I will ask you as the general manager, is, some teams are on the rise and some teams are trying to get back, and then some teams are right there. There's a general sense that you're right there, Les. Do you feel that way? That you're right there? You've won a championship before with Stafford. You've added Devontae Adams. I understand Cooper Kupp is a guy that was part of the DNA, and he's no longer there. But do you feel that you're right there, Les? Are you right there?
Here's where I think we are. The people on this roster, right? They have we all have the efficacy, right? Whether you're a part of that Super Bowl team, whether you've won a game in the playoffs or not, whether you've won a division and gotten there. A lot of our players on this roster have accomplished all of those right things. So there's a belief that we can do that. What we all know is when 2024 season ended, ball rolls all the way back down to the bottom of the hill. And you got to push that boulder all the way back up, step by step by step. We're just now in phase one. That's where we're at. But yes, this team does have the efficacy. It knows and it believes that it can have success. The key now is doing all the steps and all the things between now and then to let's call it reestablish the chemistry, because this is a new team and 2025 is a new season.
Yeah, I mean, the 2024 season ended in the Philadelphia snow with you coming the closest to beating the eventual Super Bowl champs. I mean, you had them right then and there, and obviously the ball didn't bounce your way. But you were right there in a way that no other teams were. And, you as a GM can only do what you can do and then hand it off to McVay. And that's why I'm wondering, do you think you've handed off a team to McVay that's right there? Les?
I think it's all of us, whether it's handing it off or all of us just working together to engineer the most let's call it competent collective we can. So that's the interesting thing. We were talking to a basketball coach who stopped through here yesterday who was recruiting, John Shire. So he was at Duke, but we were talking about his law. Basically, the NFL playoffs very similar to the NCAA tournament, right? You're one and done, and no, hey, the ball can bounce a lot of different ways. You can get close, you can get blown out, but whatever the case may be, when that game's over, for that season, if you're on the short end of the stick in terms of points accumulated for that game, that ball rolls all the way back down to the bottom. So we were close. Doesn't mean we'll be close next year. I always say this: when you start a new season, even though we got to, let's call it 13 yards away from, and I say this, we could have scored. We were 13 yards away from maybe taking the lead with an extra point. We would have still had to kick off and keep them from maybe kicking a field goal or a walk-off winner. Point being is, no matter that ended, it doesn't mean that, we'll just walk in and end up 13 yards away from beating the Eagles next year, in the divisional round, and all we got to do is complete the pass and we win. So there's a lot of steps between let's call it now and getting to the tournament, as we say, as we call it.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.